How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the October Patron Hangout. Damn, Optimus, where have you been? Well, I guess you just answered. You weren't dead, just busy with school and work. Well, I'm glad you're there. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're alive. I'm gonna go ahead and say hello to everyone first, and then we're gonna send the link out to the people who want to join. Now, how can you join this, you may ask? Well, all you have to do is become a patron or a member of the channel. If you want to become a member of the channel, there should be a join button down below. You'll get a nifty... I don't actually have any of the people who joined in the chat right now, but you get a nifty little badge next to your name, and your name becomes green. So all of that stuff happens, and then if you're part of my Discord, you get access. Oh, there you go. See, Sparky gets that nifty little badge. And you can join these hangouts when I do have them. Or just become a patron. That's all you got to do. The link is down below. $1. And you get to be a part of this. So, let me go ahead and... How's it going, Vin? Let me go ahead and get that link into the patron-only hangout, or the patron-only room. Alright. Anybody who wants to join, the hangout link is there. So, how is everyone? Let's see, who do we got? We got Zaz here. How's it going, Zaz? Optimus is here. You missed it. We talked about Transformers on Tuesday. You were nowhere to be seen. Fermion says, dropping by from work. Y'all have a great stream. Wish I could stick around and listen. I wish you could too, man. Don't work yourself too hard. How's it going, Vin? First one in.
Give me a minute. Something's going on.
Yep. Then Wren is in the chat. Sparky's in the chat. Sparky can join the hangout if he wants. And Wren says she'll be in a minute. So, if this is your first time being part of the hangout or you watching this hangout, we basically just shoot the shit, nothing important. If things come up, or we just, talk like normal people. Playing Code Vein. I have heard good things about Code Vein. I am kind of interested in it. It is in my wish list.
Boy.
The fuck?
Ishtar says she's getting addressed not valid message. What? Alright, I'll post it again.
Hello.
How's it going, Sparky?
That's going good. You're still using Hangouts?
Yes, I'm still using Hangouts because, as I've discussed before, Discord does not like me.
There's a lot of things that don't like you.
This is very true.
Hey guys.
How's it going, Wren?
It's going.
It's almost like I haven't talked to you in a couple days.
Except for you, except didn't we just have a stream?
We did on Tuesday, so a couple days.
I've been me and Rogue just got done pestering the fuck out Panina Chan, so we just got done with a stream on his channel, patched notes, and Pan bombed the stream bad.
Well, I'm back. I just had to switch headsets because apparently my earbuds and the call won't work together. There's something up with Google Hangout right now.
Yeah, it's
don't know
called
why
they don't. It's called they don't support it no more.
Yeah.
So they
It's-
don't support Bluetooth.
They don't repair it. They don't update it. They don't patch it. It's left to wither until it's no more, or until they decide to pull the plug finally.
Rip.
Yeah, basically Google Hangouts is the terminally ill cancer patient that's on its last leg, and they decide to pull the plug, and it's still hanging on by a thread. So it's either it's gonna go out by itself, or somebody's gonna come along and feel sorry for it and just put the pillow over the face.
Such lovely imagery there.
It's the truth. I'm sorry. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, I can't say I didn't feel like it. Like keeping the pillow over my face over the past couple of weeks.
We have heard. Have things gotten any better?
Yes, they've gotten better, but at the same time, I'm still battling with myself. And apparently, one of my therapists are scared of me.
Well, I think you need a new therapist at that point in time.
As I said, one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're doing better. You've had a rough couple of weeks there, man. So.
Yeah.
I don't
Where
know.
the fuck is my glass?
Could it be in
Jesus. No.
You sure?
Somebody was using it.
Was it you?
Yeah, man. No, it was not me.
But you're glass, right?
Well, I was the one that grabbed it. And so, yeah, it's my glass.
Okay, so you want to be in front of you?
Oh, there it is.
See?
It's not in front of me.
Alright, beside you.
Yeah. No, it was on the table. Oh, right next to my little sister's. There's a can of fucking Arizona.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with Arizona. Arizona is tasty and cheap.
Yeah, I know there's nothing wrong with Arizona. It's just that's the fact that it was my little sister's drink. I got annoyed that she was using my whiskey glass for Arizona.
I want oceanfront property in Arizona.
Yeah, you and my dad both.
You know, it would happen if California would just fall off the map.
It would.
Well,
I just need to get the rest of my family out, and then we could just nuke the fucking thing off this planet.
Did you hear about the governor getting confused as to why Californians pay 30 cents more on average for gas?
No.
How's it going, Ben? So Californians pay 30 cents more on average, no matter where you are in the state, for gas. Right? Well, that's because of certain regulations that California has voted into law. On top of that, the governor himself supported a gas tax bill that raised taxes on gas by 30%. And he's wondering why Californians pay more money in gas than everyone else in the country.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Gas, diesel. I hate to get
not
diesel out of fucking California. Fuck that.
Diesel used to be cheaper.
I will not buy a diesel engine.
I would rather have a diesel engine. I would rather drive a diesel engine. They are more efficient for power outputs. And just depending on how you drive them, they can be just as efficient as a fucking auto. And yes, back a long time ago, it was cheaper for diesel than gas because diesel is a byproduct of gas. When you make gas, you make diesel as a byproduct. So it would be cheaper. The only reason why it's more is because of the trucking market.
How's it going with you, Gold? Go ahead. Sorry, just saying hey to people who come in.
I mean, I would think to myself, okay, it's okay, okay. I would think to myself, you know what? I've been hearing about this biodiesel, LBS. Might as well try and study it myself.
Well, biodiesel is
And,
different than diesel.
Yeah.
Like, you can take
they're still able
biodiesel.
to adapt. I'm like, you could still run on a truck on it or something like that, depending on how you can
want to
adapt
rebuild. If you want to rebuild that engine every couple thousand miles, you go ahead and run complete biodiesel on it.
You, like I said, you can run biodiesel. It's just the biodiesel does decompose the parts faster. Because basically biodiesel is, you're getting it off of fry oil and things like that.
Well, actually, the ones that I was talking about was because of algae. Because I know sure as shit my lakes have plenty of that.
Oh, yeah. I know I know which one you're talking about. It's not really biodiesel. It's
Oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Isn't it like a type of gasoline that they're talking about that can be made out of algae?
It's a type of cornhole. So yeah, it's good when it's blended, and you can blend. It's better if you blend it in with actual diesel. It can, it saves you money in the long run on fuel, but also in the long run, it also tears the fuck out of your engine. I mean, this is how bad it is. In our trucks for Peterbilt for warranty, if your car running biodiesel on it, no warranty.
Right.
Because it destroys the parts.
Yeah.
It
fucks with everything.
Yes, it is more environmentally friendly. Especially when you have everybody behind you following you home because it smells like you're cooking fries in the backseat of your car. But it's not really sustainable. It's like, yeah, it's cheaper with gas prices because all you're doing is you're going to like McDonald's and going, hey, I want all of your old fry oil, and they'll sell it to you for cheap. But the price you pay in replacing your engine, that's a bit much.
Yeah. You had to have now there is one type of diesel engine that will run it, and that's a JP4 engine. One of those old military diesel engines that they do in the house in the 5 tons round that can run almost anything in those fucking engines. It'll run off that. And that engine will last and survive because it's designed that way. And that's the thing. You have to design the engine to be able to use it.
Yeah.
I mean,
real quick to answer. Let me answer Ben's question real quick. I have not played the KFC dating game yet. I will be playing it, but it's going to be as a Let's Play, so it's going to be a video all of its own.
Free.
How much did he pay for that?
He didn't. It was free. I actually was going to be downloading it anyway, just for shits and giggles, because I had already decided to maneuver more towards video games and things like that. So I was like, it's free. It's got a story, which is ridiculous because it's a KFC dating game.
And it's backed by KFC.
And yeah, KFC actually made it. So I cannot believe Sparky got me talking about cars and shit on my Patron Hangout.
Yes.
Because I do have. I mean,
it was me that started it off, but
yeah. I do have a question about something that Sparky posted today on Twitter. Yeah. How bad is that dude fucked? So let me give some background real quick. Sparky posted a tweet with 4 pictures of an engine because Sparky works on semi-trucks. Apparently, this guy did not want to haul the load that he was given. Ishtar is having much trouble getting into the Hangout. It will not let her join the call, and she is very upset.
Is she using Google Chrome?
She's using her phone.
Yeah, me.
It doesn't. The phone won't walk on Google.
Oh. So
My phone works on it.
this guy who did not want to haul this load decided he was going to sabotage his truck. So, what exactly did he do? I saw he sliced through a hose, and then he cut a bunch of stuff.
Roughly $10,000 worth of damage to the truck.
Holy shit.
Because he was saying no, not an option?
All right, so he did 3 things. He cut open the CAC boots, which are basically the intake boots on the truck. He cut the main harness on the truck, or attempted to cut the main harness, and he destroyed the harnesses going to the VGT on the turbocharger, which those are built into it. And he also destroyed 5-6 different sensors just by cutting them, yanking them, and stuff like that.
So
And
basically, if that was the company's truck or something like that, he is completely fucked beyond anything.
It was not his truck. It was a
company truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucked beyond anything.
Well, what I was telling Sparky is because he was basically saying, you know, the guy didn't want to haul the load. Well, he's not going to have to worry about hauling a load. Ever. Because he's not going to be working for a trucking company. Ever.
Oh, no. Charges have already been filed for destruction of property.
That's
All
good.
the parts I took off today have been given to the sheriff's department.
Because you said it was $10,000 worth of damage, right? That's
easily.
Yes,
we're still
that's
walking on the truck.
That's enough money to be considered.
That's a ton of money.
Yeah, that's enough money to be considered a felony.
No. As Optimus Prime, that's just a drop in the bucket when you're walking on a semi.
Well, I'm talking about legally. Legally, that's enough money to be considered a felony.
Yes.
Oh, legally, he's probably going to end up buying in that truck. Legally.
A whole
Okay,
truck.
Optimus. I'll send... Well, fuck. Are you not on Twitter?
I don't know if he's on Twitter. Let's see. We got some questions, so I will answer the questions.
Roll out.
Za asked when I'm going to be finishing Bloodstained. I'm going to probably be playing that tomorrow. I am right before the Zangetsu fight, so hopefully I'll be able to finish that tomorrow.
Hey, speaking of Twitter, Wren, did you see what I looked like?
There you go.
Depends. I haven't really been on Twitter all day, mostly because today was truck day at work, and then I worked cash register, which means I basically pulled a 9-hour shift. I've actually been offline for... I can do something magical that some people don't understand, which is I could put down the internet and walk away for a while.
It's amazing. It's amazing that you're able to do that, right? Like being able to work and get away from the internet. It's almost like there are people out there who spend way too much fucking time on Twitter.
Oh, trust me.
Trust me, I've seen what you said.
And there's idiots in real life too. I already had someone complain this week that the toppings on their pizza was warm.
Wait, run that by me again?
The toppings on their pizza was warm.
Aren't they supposed to be?
Or
was it was a taco pizza, but still, the toppings on their pizza were warm. That's the problem.
I'm pretty sure I just gave the Joker a run for his money right there.
It's a pizza. They're supposed to be warm. What? That's
you should have just looked at him straight in the eye, put on your best Robert Downey Jr. voice from Tropic Thunder, and go, "You went full retard, man. Never go full retard."
I can't. This is the same person who complained that F-bombs were, in their exact words, F-bombs were dropped in the kitchen when people were talking to each other, and not to customers.
Oh no, my poor... Clutch those pearls, Wren. Clutch them hard and faint onto the couch.
Hey, don't call me fat, you fucking Jew!
God damn it, Sparky! Did you not see my Tuesday stream? Did you not see MSNBC? I have Wren and Ishtar trying to get me not only demonetized, but apparently trying to kick off because neither of them were wearing
I was about
clothes.
to say on the comments but I was not gonna say it because I was all the more entertained. And you two were topless.
I'm not neither confirming. I'm neither confirming nor denying.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't say it was because the reason why I didn't say anything was because I was gonna be like, I'm okay with this.
How's it going, Ghost Dog? Yes, Steve. It was just this last Tuesday. It's still up. It hasn't been taken down
yet.
I'm pretty sure it's wait, let me check to see if it's actually demonetized.
Wait, you were monetized?
I don't know.
I do have a monetized channel.
Yeah. ZZA says, I saw a pussy on that stream.
It was a very hairy pussy.
Oh, these fucking rats. What are you laughing about?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, you dirty bird. YouTube did something.
What?
YouTube, I guess with their last... No, I don't have copyrighted material. YouTube with their last update or whatever they did, took monetization off of my... I'm not demonetized, but it doesn't automatically...
Monetize.
Yeah.
I think they stuck with the whole, like, you need to have, like, a certain number of views on your channel / subscribers.
No, it's saying that I have, I'm in good standing. So.
Who knows? But then again, and there are videos that I'm still questioning why they're still monetized because recently I was checking out YouTube and one of my recommendations was top 10 biggest flexes in hentai.
I saw that tweet.
And it was monetized because my boy Nux has a freaking IQ of 200 right there.
So, okay, so why am I'm sorry, I'm checking why my defaults are not uploading as monetized.
Because YouTube hates us.
Apparently. Because I had everything, I have
things...
things...
I found a new friend.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Aren't you paying attention to your chat?
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Sparky and Optimus are starting
Is there a bromance happening in my chat? What?
You know when it's funny because the one who turns into a truck is friends with the engineer.
Of course.
It's a match made in heaven. Or should I say hey them?
Okay, so it's basic. It's monetized for now. I don't know why. I don't know why all this stuff is. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna have to. All right, I'll mess with it later.
Yeah, YouTube's changed a lot of shit.
I don't know if Mitzi's watching this right now, but if she is, all I'm gonna say is I still don't consider Canada good for anything except making whiskey.
Canada isn't real. We've been over this.
We've been over this. Canada is an imaginary country.
Yeah. They're not a real country. They're just land that's owned by England.
Yes, today is Thursday, Steve.
Yeah. Honestly, right now,
Tuesday.
if it was Tuesday, you guys wouldn't be on the show.
Or would we?
Well,
we're gonna say just Antoine screwed up again and showed the link. Like that one time.
I haven't shared a link.
Oh, for God's sakes, it's the fucking giant.
What link have I shared?
Oh, it wasn't you. It was Moxley that did it.
Yeah.
Moxley showed or screen shared something and showed the Hangout link. I copied it down and hopped into chat, into the call.
Ben wants to know, Sparky, how much money do you think it would cost when they have to fix the motor of a big rig when they pump DEF into the fuel tank?
Just to clean out the tank.
What is DEF?
DEF is diesel exhaust fluid. It's basically purified ammonia.
Oh, fun.
It's a 32% mixed urea. The rest of it's purified water. It's basically pumped into the after treatment system before the SCR to cut down on nitrous oxides emissions. Fun note. What do you get when you mix ammonia and diesel fuel?
What?
You get exactly what took down the federal building in Oklahoma City, and you got both those running on trucks these days.
Oh, so they're moving bombs. How's it going, Plain Discord? Otherwise known as King's Night. Jem wants to know how many of us watched the Crowder YouTube exposed video about Tulsi Gabbard.
I did not watch that yet.
It's very interesting. This normally Crowder is very calm. You know, you can tell he's got a joke, or you can tell when he's you can tell when he's not worried. You could tell he was worried about what was going on. So basically, yeah, GemX, dropped the bomb in chat. There's election meddling going on. There is a switch. I'm using switch as just kind of something to say. It's a button. It's a thing that someone at YouTube can click that can take you off of search engines or the YouTube search. And he had it happen to him. So one of his employees was trying to show one of their friends who he worked for. So he said, instead of going through and watching this particular Change My Mind that I want to show you, just search, Steven Crowder Change My Mind. He didn't show up. Steven Crowder, the name of the channel, plus Change My Mind, he did not show up in the search. So what ended up happening is he then had I think we got joined by someone. Oh, how's it going, Ghost Dog? He had them then search for a specific thing, and it didn't come up, I think, for like 2 pages. Mm-hmm. Something like 70 videos before they found something of his. But if you searched from a VPN outside of the United States, he came up right away. So it happened over the weekend, not this last weekend, but a couple weekends ago. He made a video that it's a phone video that basically says, if they can do that to us, think of what they can do that to anybody else. And he brought up election meddling. Suddenly, he had direct contact from people from YouTube saying, we're going to get this fixed. So basically there was he got access to a special something or other, a special feed that allowed him to look at more of his metrics. And basically he was put back in the search algorithm. So YouTube has a button that they can click to yeet any channel they want out of their search algorithm. And they did this to Tulsi Gabbard over the weekend.
I'm pretty sure they're going to do that to Jorg.
Yeah, so they did it to Tulsi Gabbard over the weekend where Hillary Clinton called her a Russian asset. You couldn't find Tulsi Gabbard. But if you searched outside of the country, if you searched from, say, a Russian VPN or a Chinese VPN, you could find her just fine.
Like, out of all the countries you brought up, you had to bring up Russia or China.
Well, she was being accused as a Russian asset, so, I mean, I thought it was fitting. Yes, Zeo Gold, everything the left is doing is going to bite them in the ass. It's going to bite them hard.
It's already biting them hard.
Yeah, the New York Times. Does anybody want to talk about the New York Times? Sure. I think the New York Times is a wonderful garbage magazine that Hillary Clinton called Tulsi Gabbard a Russian asset. Same thing with Jill Stein. And then a day ago, without adding a correction or anything like that, the editor of the New York Times basically said, the editor of New York Times basically changed Russian to Republican. Yeah,
as a way of
saying that
cover up.
Yeah, saying that that's not what Hillary said. It was she's being prodded by the Republicans to become a third party candidate. So yeah.
Yep, in Benghazi, then it happened.
9/11 was an inside job.
Oh, don't no. We were just talking about monetization, and you want to get it shut down? No.
Everyone's gonna die next week.
No. Not next. We have to start eating babies. Remember, we have to start eating babies because that's the only way we're gonna stop climate change.
You know, at this point in my life, with all the stupid shit that's going on, I'd actually take a sigh of relief the moment I hear freaking Yellowstone go up.
I don't know if we'd hear it as much as
You're talking about a super volcano that is going to be like several states wide.
Oh fuck it!
So
let's
I'm pretty sure.
Let's tap it along. Let's drop about several nukes in it.
Am I roboting? Is that what's going? I guess I'm roboting.
No, I didn't hear you robot. You just said there was no sound.
Well, am I back?
Yeah.
You've been back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Jim Max is just fucking with you.
No, possible. How's it going, Ghost Dog?
Ghost. No, you're very, very, very low.
I think someone is listening to the stream.
Yeah.
I can hear them. I can hear ourselves.
I have it muted.
Well, I can't be on the. I don't think being on the stream and the call with my internet is going to be any good.
Oh. I'm hoping Tulsi Gabbard isn't part of the Clinton body count. You know, I think someone needs to go give her
a bullet in it.
No, not put a bullet in her. Someone needs to go and check her well-being.
Hillary Clinton just honestly needs to shut her big mouth.
They're
predicting
honestly,
the whole country of Russia, and it still won't be able to shut it.
There are rumors going around that Hillary may be a surprise entrant into the election.
Yeah, because it went so well the first time.
Oh, she thinks she won. Did you hear that? She claims she won.
Does this bitch have Alzheimer's?
She won the popular vote, but she did not win the election.
Yeah, because the Electoral College isn't run on stigma of let's have a woman as president. That was it. I'm pretty sure that was honestly a good portion of the popular vote's thought. Like, I got nothing against having a woman as president, but seriously, ABC, anyone but Clinton.
Well, also here's the thing: popular votes. The reason we don't go off of them is because I live in the state of Minnesota. In the state of Minnesota, there's 3 big cities, and then nothing.
Everything is rural.
Everything's rural.
Yeah.
If you went off the popular vote, the rural areas, which make up 99% of the state, would have no say in anything because the cities would win out.
Yeah, that's why we have the electoral college. So if you go with, like, say, one vote, one count, basically, right? That's what the left wants to do now. They want to get rid of the electoral college, and each vote matters. So what they want is the most densely populated areas to basically pick the president, so that basically Southern California and New York State would be the ones who determined who is president.
I mean, it's all the more funny when you look at my state of New York, because like down below it's like all blue, but if you count the rest of the state, you got like so many damn counties that are actually Republicans.
That's the problem. Those are rural counties. You're talking about upstate New York. This is the New York City is blue. So because it's so vastly densely populated, that would be basically there are more people in New York City than there are in Montana. There are more people in New York City than there are in, I think, like 80% of Nevada. Because of the densely populated areas who tend to be Democrat, who tend to vote Democrat, places like San Francisco, Sacramento, Los Angeles, Riverside, San Diego, Southern California, Northern California, and New York State itself, basically New York City. Yeah, they would basically determine who is president. So as Optimus said, so fuck the Midwest. That's exactly what they want. The quote-unquote flyover states are the ones that they say they don't care about. Even AOC was like driving through wide open spaces and complaining about how there's look at all this farmland, it gets a vote. Yes, you dumb cow. Because the people who live on the fucking farms, they get a chance to vote. Their vote matters. But since you don't see it, even though you have fucking headlights for eyes, doesn't mean that it's just the populated cities that matter. Because the populated cities are going to just be the ones that fucking vote for their own interests.
Oh, no, if they don't count, if the Midwest, which I live in the Midwest, if they don't count, cut us out of your market then. See how long we survive.
That's what a lot of people are saying. If you cut out the Midwest, and the Midwest is a lot of farmland. It's where we get a lot of our stuff. So if you start eking out the Midwest about what matters to them, they're just going to say, fuck it, we don't need to worry about this anymore. We're not getting our needs. Yeah, we're not getting our needs taken care of. Why the fuck do we care?
Yep.
That's the thing. Don't fuck with the Midwest. Don't fuck with the South or anything like that, because, yeah. You'll get fucked.
Jem says there are more people in any one gay bar in California than Minnesota.
Well, this is true.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. This is the land of nothing but corn, and maybe the occasional person, maybe
the occasional drunk.
Well, okay, so
I guarantee that Oklahoma right now probably has more casinos than what Las Vegas has. I guarantee it.
Well, Las Vegas is a very dense area that has a lot of casinos. So that's not it. There are probably more casinos in California than there are in Las Vegas, but they're just spread out. There's casinos here in Washington, but they're also spread out. There are
casinos over here in New York, but they're also spread out.
Yeah, I don't consider like Las Vegas is a big city, but it's a tourist trap, so there's not a lot of people who live in Las Vegas. It's a lot of people who visit in Las Vegas.
I have 30 casinos within a 20-mile square area of me right now.
Yeah, but you're also like a 7-foot-tall basketball Indian American, so, I got nothing.
He was trying to go somewhere with it, but he fell flat on his face.
Rolled the 1. Oh, speaking of rolling, Zach and friggin' Cad have apparently chosen me and Missy who start out D&D here with them.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, have fun with that, because me and her don't know half the shit.
Just don't roll a 1, roll 20s, and act naturally.
No, they act anything but natural. We're talking about a campaign with Zach and Kadun.
Have fun.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be playing that.
It's gonna end up with somebody scorching the earth.
It's gonna end up, somehow in hentai zone.
Yes.
No, I got enough power playing DMs as it is, so.
I mean, apparently, according to friggin' Zach, the last campaign they were in, and Kat ended up making the entire her priesthood filled with rapists.
Yeah, again.
I was like, yeah, that sounds yeah, exactly. That sounds exactly like what Kat would do.
I don't play D&D online. I've got to play in person.
Yeah, in person's more fun. You can order pizza, have some beer, and it's more relaxing.
As relaxing as exaggerating every single move you ever do, like it was an actual whole acting career. There is.
That's the fun part. In person, you don't necessarily have to act. If your characters are just walking around, you could just say their characters are walking around.
The acting part of it is more about interacting with the characters. So, like me interacting with you guys as Antoine, it's the same thing.
Yeah. The difference between online and in person, you can drop the act for a little bit and just be like out of character, and it doesn't sound weird.
What are you talking about? I'm out of character all the time. Whenever I play D&D, I'm my normal self, because it's like I told them, fuck role playing, I don't do it.
Yeah, but
I mean, I do it.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, I do role playing all the time, and because, well, I just like the idea of creating stories in my head, and because I'm just that indulged in fantasy.
Yeah. Oh, that's. Go ahead, Ben.
I was saying, but the point I was going to get is when you're in person, you can distinguish easier when they're in character or out of character. That was the point I was going to get at. Online, it's hard to tell. Like, online, it's already hard to tell. It can be hard to tell if you're out of character describing something, or if you're in character, and that's why online is not as fun. Because you have to stay in character.
If you're typing it out, it's a little bit easier because you can use parentheses, or like even in Discord, using the asterisk to put it into actions being italics, normal conversation being regular type. If you're doing it through voice chat, it's not that bad because you can still do the same thing. So if you're doing it over Skype or something like that. I know there's a couple of people, Tom, if he's still in the chat, has been asking me to do D&D, streaming D&D for a while. You know,
I'd be game for that.
It's, what it is it's more fun in person because there's the camaraderie of friends. You know, there have been times I've had a game that had 17 people in it. There had to be 2 co-DMs to wrangle everybody, because that's a lot of people. Going into a city or a town, going in to go shop, you know, buy weapons, magic, whatever, you would think it would take forever. Well, it does with 17 people, unless the people know what they want. So half the time I was dealing with some of the people answering questions, getting things kind of streamlined, whereas my ex was the one running the game. A good group of people is anywhere from, I would say, 4 to 6. Because you can, if you need more, you can fill it with NPCs. But you get a good group of friends together, and that 4 to 6 people, even you can go up to 8. The game could take an hour to get through, but you're gaming for 6 hours. Because you're having fun, you're going off on tangents, your friends are messing with you. They're, you may have discussions or things like that. So when you get something like that, I do prefer having people in front of me.
Yeah, I just can't get used to the fact of playing online. I like doing things in person, but it's kind of like a
6 hours.
Yeah.
Because you're having fun, you're going off on tangents, your friends are messing with you. They're, you may have discussions. Who is this like that? Who is that? So when you get something like that, I do prefer having people in front of me.
Yeah, I just can't get used to the fact of playing online.
We're just getting the stream over again. That's fine.
The hell?
There was actually something that I was doing, because like one of the things that I was doing yesterday was trying to set up like a story for a character. Basically what I'm trying to do for this character is that he's like I don't think I could consider him a bastard child, because he was actually what? Like basically, I'm trying to go with the whole thing of he's a child of a witch and a demon, but he doesn't know much about his his demon side until he finally sees he's the only person in his life that he ever cared for die in front of his eyes, and then he experienced pain. So I'm trying to act out the whole pain thing where his voice is manipulating. And out of the blue, just in work of all places, I'm doing this out loud, but it's a secluded area. I'm suddenly doing a screamo at the same time as I'm trying to practice. I was like, holy shit, did I just scream?
Yes, and half the office probably stared at you.
It's a factory, and nobody could probably hear me over the sounds of a fucking machine that sounds like you're standing right next to a freaking jet engine.
No.
Well, the way that I look at character backgrounds is, don't make it. You don't have to have the eternal grim dark background. I know, but it gets that type of stuff. I did it too. One of my characters that I had to retire has the worst background of all backgrounds that you could possibly have as a background. And the problem with that is when someone wants to get to know that character, there's a lot that has to get passed through, and being things like he was forced to kill his wife and 2 children. They're having a relationship with that much mental damage is hard on the character interactions. So when you have a character, I'm not saying you can't do it. By all means, have fun with it. But having a normal background, I'm not saying a plain background. Don't be like, hey, my dude grew up as a farmer and he just wants to adventure. Well, you gotta kind of expand on that. But having that super, super, super dark background, in order to play your character right, you have to have those certain interactions with people. And there are things that happen from that, or else your character is not going to have any growth. And you get kind of pigeonholed.
Yeah, I know where you're going with it, but like my story is not like the whole situation of he had a extremely horrible background. And like in fairness, I say for my guy, he only had like one huge event that actually like changed him to see what he truly was. But besides that, it was mostly like the whole like just living outside of a village with his mother and stuff like that. But he grew up ignorant, not knowing that what his mother was doing was truly morally wrong. And his human self is basically just he's going on instinct with what's right and what's wrong. But he doesn't know why he gets so angry at stuff. For no. Yeah.
So
I can't word. I can't word.
We're going more socially inept for a background.
Yeah, he's slightly socially inept, but like it's not because he wanted to be that way. It's just because his mother and him just are secluded from the entire village.
The odd person out, the socially inept, not due to any fault of their own, and that can be fun as a character because that can lead to like more quirks, but you don't necessarily have to go dark and brooding.
And what Ishtar says is right. Don't pre-develop him too much. The game will change him. It'll develop him himself.
Yeah, and you could start off with a simpler thing, like what you just said. If you start off with, okay, half witch, half demon, raised by his mother, maybe the mother did things that aren't morally correct, but he knew no other way because he thought that was what was right. So you have this kind of strange, well-meaning, well-intentioned, but slightly socially inept character that doesn't understand when they do something wrong, why it's wrong. That can be a fun character to learn and grow without it being dark and emo and brooding.
I have a great example of this, of not pre-developing the character too much. So I was in a X-Men, a Marvel Universe game, basically, and it was going to be featuring the X-Men type things. You got to choose powers from. You couldn't say I have Wolverine's healing ability. You have a healing ability that is either better or worse than his kind of game, right? And that's how the Marvel role-playing game actually works. You can choose from any powers, but they're not exactly like the powers of that person. So I developed this character. His hero name, anti-hero name, was Suicide. I developed this character with a friend of mine who was going to be my partner. We were two hitmen that you hired to do whatever you wanted. Her character's name was Dessa. So it was going to be Suicide and Dessa. And I was going to play the strong, silent, brooding type that just kind of, like, I didn't know it at the time because I don't think it actually had come out yet, but Agent 42 from the Hitman series, mm-hmm. He doesn't talk all that much. He's kind of, it was going to be like that. And then we started playing the game. And he went from being stoic and brooding to Deadpool. Like, I tried doing the stoic and brooding, but everyone else was doing the same thing. They didn't want to talk. They didn't want to interact. So I was like, fuck it. So my dude just did not shut up. So Dessa ended up becoming Jay and Silent Bob. So Suicide never shut up. Dessa would say very few words and then kind of wrangle him in when he needed to be quiet. So you can't develop too much because the game itself will morph your character. And it happens with every single game. Every single game. I don't know if it happens with Sparky because he says he doesn't roleplay, so Sparky is himself.
No, it happens.
Well, Agent 47. I'm sorry, Agent 47. But you get an idea of how your character is going to be. You develop them. You think you have a personality for them. You have their abilities, and then the game starts playing out, and your character is not anything like you thought it was going to be.
You can develop a character and you can play them out. You don't have to role play with it. You don't have to act along with it. I mean, it's the same way as writing a character for a book or a novel.
What I'm saying is the game itself and the interactions with the other characters and the interactions with the NPCs will change the character's personality. Now, you can keep it the way that you had it planned, but if that character doesn't mesh with the rest of the characters, it kind of makes the game drag along.
I mean, like, the way I'm setting it up is that the only reason why, like, the whole social inept thing is more or less like socially awkward. Like, he doesn't know how to talk like as in and not sporadically. Like, very like awkward things come out of his mouth, and I was like, that's exactly what I'm like in real life. I just
talking about trucks.
Yeah, like for some reason you could just be on some topic, and then I go in, and then he would probably go, "Do you know it takes around 520 pounds of pressure to crush a human skull?"
See, and that could be fun.
That's exactly how I talk. The most random shit just comes out of my mouth. So I thought, hey, why not put that into a character? Or because he just doesn't know how to be normal. Well, he grew up not talking to people, so he's just alone with his thoughts, like I did back in my life.
Yeah.
On a different topic, another reason why I never went to fucking e-cigs.
Because you look like you have a flashlight popping out of your mouth?
Well, not only that, they're fucking weak as fuck.
I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know. Those e-cigs have killed 7 people already.
Dude, the only reason I have an e-cig is
13.
because where I work, a vendor came in, and I got an e-cig, cartridges, and a pack of cigarettes for $8.
I don't know. Drinking is my vice.
Well, if that's the case, start doing it fast.
Yeah.
Are you trying to quit, Sparky?
No, I ran out.
So you're like me. You have the emergency e-cig.
And
I don't have any tobacco.
Yeah, and I don't have any money until tonight, so.
And what Optimus says is, or it looks like you're sucking on the thumb drive.
His thumb drive?
Oh well.
Most of the good thumb drives now light up.
I'm surprised nobody said anything about my fucking sunglasses.
I've seen your sunglasses, Top Gun.
I know you've seen them.
You're wearing sunglasses.
I'm not currently looking at my phone. Hold on a second.
Sparky's future on YouTube is so bright he has to wear shades at night.
Well, the only time I wear shades at night is that one time where I just came home stoned as fuck.
Oh no, I've already got well, I guess we could talk about it, Antoine.
Okay,
your new show?
Yeah.
Recap.
Go ahead. Shill yourself out, man.
Oh no, it's a rehash of the old Caffeinated or Die.
Recaffeinated.
I asked Antoine if I could bring back morning show, and we both talked about it and renamed the show, and it's me and Padina Chan on Sundays. So it's called Recaffeinated with Sparky and Penn. And I started the show out with intro for Rock and Roll Part 1 and 2, and just start out the show that way. I got my camera on. I was like, fuck it, I might have glasses.
Okay, so when I turned back on my phone to the call, it just instant transitioned from a thing of you with your regular glasses, and then suddenly the glasses just like popped right on. I was like,
Magic
okay,
trick.
yeah, the magic of lag.
No, I went to the mall when I was waiting for my Explorer to be repaired, and they had a little sunglasses hut, and their sunglasses for like $2.99. So I went around loads. I found two of them that I liked. I got these, and
The other ones make you look like a fucking beatnik. Oh, you
what,
bought
these?
them? Yes.
Yeah, I bought
Fucking Beetle wannabe. Get the hell off camera.
them.
Oh, you haven't seen Beetle Wannabe until you've seen my ice shades. It's like with my hair and these round freaking Alucard looking in sunglasses, I look like fucking John Lennon.
But that's what they are. Is they look like Alucard sunglasses. But the
No,
thing
mine-
is, I can actually see out of these. The other ones, the red, I can't fucking see out of them. It distorts this fucking screen too much. So it's like I'm gonna buy something that's just shaded.
Yeah, but like mine are actually like the sunglasses that Alucard had with like the little like oh, I don't even know what they're called, the little side parts. That's
Yeah, it's got a design in them.
like
Oh no, it's the side shields.
yeah, the side shields. Probably gonna send a show like Antoine what it looks like.
I know. I know what Alucard sunglasses look like.
But do you know what I look like in them?
Well, I can imagine. I've seen a picture of you.
My hair looks so fucking ridiculous right now because of these headphones are pushing.
You look like you're missing the top part of your head.
It looks like it's squashed in.
Well, you match Alucard exactly then.
No, I actually got Alucard's hat too, and his coat because I was him for Halloween one day.
Nice.
I've got the exact same getup too.
Oh, speaking of events happening on October, tomorrow both freaking Call of Duty and the Outer Worlds are going to be competing, and pretty sure we already know who's going to win. But
What is the Outer Worlds?
It's
the
from
Outer Worlds is the people that made Fallout New Vegas. It's Obsidian.
Oh yeah, Rogue just downloaded that game. I think he's actually streaming on Twitch right now.
I'm actually gonna buy the freaking physical copy of it.
My minion
tomorrow.
already pre-ordered, so it's downloading, and he'll have it tomorrow.
King says, I have the Forge modded server now built and working with the DNS reroute through my domain. So basically, if you play Minecraft, go ahead and hit King up. He has a website that will direct you directly to his server.
Unless he builds Auschwitz again. Yes,
so
I remember that.
the first introduction I had to one of King's servers on Minecraft was he showed me a giant dick.
Like
It was
any sensible person.
it was a skyscraper sized penis. And then in the air, for no reason, there were just two boobs. Just a set of boobs floating around in the air.
This is just average shit you do on it.
I have never made a giant penis in Minecraft.
Then you haven't
Clearly,
played the game correctly.
You have, yeah, exactly. You haven't played this game correctly if you have not made at least one giant dick in it.
I have mined my way directly through a mountain. I have built a home in the sky. I have built my home into a mountain. I have also created a castle. I have never created a giant penis.
Like, anybody in chat, I would probably agree. How many of you actually have at least done some ridiculous shit like that at Minecraft just for shits and giggles?
I haven't played Minecraft.
I don't play Minecraft.
No, I was talking to the people.
He was asking everybody. King says that they were bored, and he's the one that did the giant golden boobs with diamond block nipples.
He'd be pimping with those.
Steve says no, he has never done that. Tom says he doesn't play Minecraft.
Talk about an expensive set of tits.
Well, I mean, you gotta get the gold. You gotta, go big or go home.
Says the one. Says the. Damn it! I forgot what I was about to say.
Optimus apparently made Godzilla at one point. And then King said Gabe made a bigger, blacker dick as well. That's when he blew up the server.
Just because Optimus said that.
Godzilla!
Well, I do have a quick question for you guys. Have you guys watched the 2 videos that I have put up?
Yeah, you suck at Five Nights at Freddy's.
I do.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Well, it's not.
You know what's funny? You put up that Five Nights at Freddy's video, and not even 10 minutes after you put it up, Markiplier put up a video, and he's playing it in VR.
Yeah, I'm never playing Five Nights at Freddy VR. Ever. Never, ever. I don't care how much money anybody throws at me. That game is a giant fucking ball of no. Not a goddamn chance.
Just
Dude,
close your eyes when they
how
scare
are you
you.
Scared? I have a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old who play Five Nights at Freddy's and are just fine.
The VR? In VR?
My niece, I guess niece-in-law, or however you want to call her, she plays that game all the time, and when the fucking jump scares happen, she fucking laughs.
Well, that's because she's been desensitized to it. Being desensitized to it doesn't matter. After a while, I'll get desensitized to it as well.
No. She has the exact same mentality as my fiance does, and it's very, very morbid.
Yeah, that's the same. Like, I'm pretty sure I've desensitized myself over the week because all I've been reading right now is a bunch of Junji Ito manga.
I have no idea what that is.
You do not know who Junji Ito is.
Sick fuck.
Well, basically, Junji Ito is one of the biggest names when it comes to horror in manga ever. Or like some of this, like he's actually getting one of.
He's pretty much trying to say he likes horror-based guru style mangas.
Ah, yeah, I don't read those.
It's cosmic horror to it. So, it's a select few, but.
And
like,
no,
it's
not
freaky shit.
It's not #Wustwan. It's I don't need to be having myself immersed in a game where I am smaller than the giant moving animatronics that jump into your face. I don't need that.
Oh man, I thought that was a duck.
What the fuck was that?
That was a cork popping off a bottle.
That was me adjusting one of my fucking bottles because I fixed the cork.
Yeah, I'm good with not playing Five Nights at Freddy's VR.
Sorry,
gas, damn it. Either drink it or drop it.
I'm fixing the That's my aging bottle right there.
No,
so I'm just gonna put it down.
A gassing bottle right now.
My gassing bottle.
Yeah, it sounds like you're fucking passing gas every time you open it.
Trust me, if I passed gas, it would make a bigger sound than that.
What you mean?
No, more like.
That's even better.
Like,
what has this turned into?
Hear me in the morning, all is quiet for like 20 minutes, and then suddenly.
Again, you're not helping the case because it's still silent.
No, wait.
We are okay. No,
There it is.
we are very much done talking about farts.
Okay, so.
Oi.
Well, who has a topic?
That's why I asked about the videos. Did you guys enjoy them?
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed them.
So I'm deciding what I'm doing.
Honestly, I'm just going to say this with a personal saying, Antoine. No wait, I'm just gonna say Cole's voice honestly does not fit his picture.
That's
then
because
again, you saw a picture of me, and then you said the same thing. So I'm touching myself.
That's because it's not a picture of me.
No, it's like I don't know, like anytime somebody hears my voice, they always think some guy who is at least like scrawny with long black hair, and that's basically me.
Oh, so what I'm deciding on doing is I'm gonna post, I posted part 2 already on my gaming channel. Next week I will post part 2 on Help for the Guild List for anybody who wants to watch it there. So I'm just kind of, I guess, double dipping, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Well, you better be careful with that because YouTube's been doing a lot of stupid things recently.
Yes, like demonetizing everything.
All right. No, that whole story that we heard on, on Tonka's channel was funny as fuck.
I might not have heard it. Which one?
So basically, YouTube gave Tonka the ability to basically claim all Yakuza video games as his own.
What?
Oh, yeah.
He has 24 pages on his TP channel of copyrights that are flagged as his, that he owns them from various different streamers, wanting him to take action against them because the duplicate, what YouTube thinks is duplicate videos of his.
That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I seen.
No, the dumbest thing I've heard was trying to
I've seen the screenshots of YouTube giving him that option.
I am not gonna play League. That's not happening. I played Blizzard's version of League, which was the same thing. I don't do MOBAs.
I've been playing Warframe a little bit. Zero Gold. Vamp's been wanting me to play it, along with a couple other people. I just haven't had time.
Apparently it's a cult. Everybody plays Warframe. They just keep going.
The game's been out for 20 years. Well, not 20 years, but like a long fucking time. And they're still constantly updating it.
Yeah, I know. I have it downloaded. I just haven't played it. So it's...
Yeah, I tried playing it. I tried getting into it. I just can't. It's such a shift to normal games that I play, it's hard for me to get into. Like when I started playing 7 Days to Die with Rogue and Pin, that was easy for me to fall into because it reminds me a little bit of playing Fallout or Skyrim. It's got kind of the same base mechanics, but that is just something. It's more on the lines of like what Destiny is and what Halo was kind of, and I can get into it from the Halo aspect of it, but there's just so many mechanics to it. It's hard for me to follow along. It's like, yeah. I don't have fun with it.
7 Days to Die was actually a pretty good game, in my opinion. Like, honestly, yeah, like...
Yeah, you can watch me, Rogue, and Pin on Gator and Frog's channel just basically get annihilated by 2 fucking random bears in a bar.
Yeah, I remember my first experience with a bear. And again, my first experience with a bear was when me and my little sister were split screening on it. And I looked at it, I was like, fuck is that? And I was like, Jovi, that's a bear,
Run!
Run!
So, Wren, darling.
Yes?
Do you have anything that is imperative for you to talk about? Anything that you want to...
Oh, I'm just chilling. It's fun just relaxing because it's hard when you have to stay on customer service voice mode for a couple hours.
Well, yeah, because you got to be nice to people, and you don't want to be nice to people.
I couldn't do it.
Oh God, the amount of people I hate. My company, the company I work for, has a stupid policy that you have to card everyone, including grandma, for cigarettes and
boy.
Lotto. You want to know the biggest people who complain? It's the stupid 19-year-olds who try pulling the line. I've never been carded before.
When I worked at a gas station, I had the same thing. I was like, "Bitch, you look like you just crawled out of high school. Give me your ID."
You're 19. Hand it, or they think they can walk in and go, "I left it at home. Can you just you know me?" No, I don't.
I think the only person that I've ever seen, well, actually, I've seen quite a couple of people who you would definitely need to card. But I'm definitely gonna say this: if I ever was in freaking Canada working, if I saw Mitzi, I would probably card her till she was freaking 70 years old.
Oh, that's the second. That's the second group that gets mad at you. When I say we have to card everyone, you could, if you're caught not carding by a certain group, you could get suspended from work for a week without pay.
And then your job is very not happy with you because they have to pay fines.
Well, yeah. So when I say we have to card everyone, even grandpa and grandma, clearly we know you're old enough, I have to card you. And that's the other group that gets mad. Even if we've explained 5 million times, it's corporate policy.
Well, that's because they don't remember you explaining it to them.
Well, down here around the casinos, in the casinos, bars, and stuff like that, unless it's like some sort of podunk, hole-in-the-wall place, but, any place legitimate that serves alcohol of any kind, it's required for them to catalog and
make a record of.
Yeah, so on the back of our little cards, we have an ID barcode. Mm-hmm. And they have a scanner that they have to scan in every time somebody walks in. Like there's a club down the road I go to every now and then, just for a drink every now and then. And every time I go in there, they you guys scan the system.
Oh yeah.
I do not picture you as being a club person.
It's a bar.
I was gonna say bar. I can understand. Club. No. 1, you're taller than everybody there. 2, you're older than everybody there. And 3, you have way too much beard.
Well, I say general level dates when I say club. It's a bar. They have pool tables. They have other things, but I go there usually to drink.
Zio Gold, to answer your question, per the company I work for's policy, if Betty White walked in wanting to buy cigarettes, I'd have to card her.
And you're also legally required to take a selfie with her and get her autograph.
Well, yes, but you get the point of age. When my bosses said card everyone.
Honestly, if it was me, I would have personally made a sign for my desk. Every time I would have to do that, I would just put up the sign saying, I don't make the policy, I just have to follow it, please. Show ID.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
70.
I've had a same speech I repeat where it's just that I have to. My boss says so. Hand it over.
What else?
Ghost Dog says, I carded a guy that looked like a ZZ Top band member.
And that's my thing. It's the older guys who get mad. The women, I swear to God, they're older women who will light up because it's going, I'm young? It's like, sure, we're going to go with that's the reason. Hand it over.
I mean, your tatas are hanging to your knees, but sure, you definitely look young, ma'am. Give me that card, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there was some woman in my church who's like 72 years older or so. I didn't even know this until she said it, because honestly, she looked like she was in her 40s. I was like, no, Latino.
Oh.
So yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, Asian ladies, they kind of stop it. They kind of stop aging after 50.
Well, no, they don't. Asian women go from looking too young to having like 2 years where they look their age, and then they suddenly look like Mr. Miyagi.
I've actually seen somebody. No, not Mr. Miyagi. I've seen somebody who actually had like the eyebrows and beard of Pai Mei.
Yes, Zio Gold. I had to too when I worked at a gas station. You have to card everybody because the company, I can't remember what the name of the company is, but it is a nationwide company. They send in secret shoppers. And they will go in to buy alcohol, they will go in to buy cigarettes, they will go in to buy things that you have to get carded for. Doesn't matter. They'll send in people who look young, they'll send in people who look like they're in their mid-20s, they'll send in people who look 50. If you get caught not asking for their ID, it's not only can you be... It's up to most of the time it is up to your job's discretion, but you can be suspended up to the point of being fired, and then the business also gets a huge fine. And if it's their second time getting caught, whatever it is, that be it cigarettes or alcohol, if it's their second or third time within a year of it happening, they get their license to sell it pulled.
Yeah.
So they're very, very eager to get you to put that into your lexicon of talking to the customers. It becomes second nature. You ask.
And at least where I work, it's you card up to if someone looks about 40 or younger. Above 40, it's birth date we have to ask for.
So,
I mean, after a while, like where I live, the only places that I go to, they kind of stopped carding me because some of them actually knew me by name.
They're technically not supposed to do that.
Well, I still flash my wallet to show the ID just in case.
Well, what's funny about that? Oh, go ahead, Wren.
I'd say fun fact. The company that they use around here, you could get in trouble if they have the secret shopper in line and you don't card the person in front of them.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want you to crack down on it.
Yeah, yes, everyone.
Oh my lord. There was actually a funny thing that happened. And like, okay, so like, the usual liquor store that I went through, it was like under new management and everything, and now it's run by like some nice little Indian family that I got to know. Oh, and while I was doing my business and everything, and there's this cop that was just inspecting the place. It's from like outside, looking through his car. Or I walk out, scruffy and all that. Oh, and he goes, are you old enough to be handling that stuff? I was like, yes, sir, man. And I just showed my ID. About a week later, and I'm cleanly shaven, and I get stopped by the same guy. He was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Sir, you asked me that. It's just because I look 5 years younger doesn't mean it in anything." He didn't recognize me because I shaved, and I was like, if this guy wasn't a cop, I would have asked him if he was stupid or something.
How's it going, Mitzi?
Mitzi.
Hey, Mitz.
Are you done being molested?
Horse riding. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think she's horse riding right now. It's way late, unless like nighttime.
Is she riding the horse or the opposite way around?
Yeah. We talked about a woman who had a model of an airplane that she wants to marry. So
Yeah. But hey, people get. We also mentioned that there is a woman who was once in love with the Eiffel Tower and then dumped the Eiffel Tower for the Berlin Wall.
Tear down
I
this wall.
it is bigger than the Eiffel Tower. So, like the Eiffel Tower.
I don't know.
Is
Maybe
narrow.
she's got a thing for had the architecture.
I mean, if you've ever seen, there's a show called My Strange Addiction. It was a fun show. It featured everything from a woman who liked eating mattresses to another woman who was addicted to eating her husband's ashes.
To a guy that was in a sexual relationship with his car.
Yes.
Wait.
Who loved the smell of mothballs.
Hold on. She is addicted to eating her husband's ashes?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not going to last very long. What is she going to do? Go through withdrawals?
She dips her finger in it and just like fucking fun dip.
How's it going, Outlaw Star? Yes, Hangouts still works. It's just not YouTube Hangouts. It's the regular Hangouts.
What do ashes taste like?
Ash.
I don't know.
They taste like burnt things. And as for who is on the show, it's myself. We have Wren from Renelations, Sparky from Sparky's Tech Corner, and Vin, who doesn't have a show.
No, I just post random stuff on Twitter and YouTube. I only have 2 things on YouTube.
Oh, Mitzi
I'm
is
sorry, is that a banana
babysitting.
gun? What am I looking?
I don't know.
It's something for Devil May Cry 5. It's something called the monkey business. A devil breaker that looks like a bunch of bananas.
No worries, Outlaw Star. So, so everybody's had Fun Dip, right? It's basically Kool-Aid with a sugar stick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even if you just lick your baby finger, and put it in the Fun Dip, and then lick that off, it's eventually going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to her when her husband's ashes go away?
Maybe
I don't know, but yeah, from what I remember, her husband was something around like I think around 160 pounds or something like that, and about like 6 something. I don't know. So that's probably a lot of ash.
Well, that's the thing. Outlaw Star even says new ashes. Well, new ashes aren't the ashes of her husband. So is she addicted to the ashes of her husband or just eating ashes?
Her husband. And that wasn't
Just
even the
her husband.
strangest ones for eating. There was the woman who was addicted to eating soiled baby diapers.
Ew! What?
Oh,
Ew!
oh,
No!
fun, cool.
No!
Yeah, big error.
Yeah, what the... Red flags all over the place. What?
You heard me.
let some go down.
Did she... Did she
Shut
explain
up,
it?
Antoine.
No. There's questions. I have so many questions.
You do not want most of the answers, though.
I want to know how it started. That's the main one. Did she walk by a diaper someone threw away when she was younger and be like, oh, that smells good? I mean, help me out here.
She did not clearly explain the episode how it started, and to be fair, it was a weird one. That was a very, very weird one.
You don't say.
Very.
Weird
At
does not
least
even
the berry was in there.
describe it, a fraction of it.
Just look up the show My Strange Addiction. You will suddenly feel very, very normal.
I felt normal anyways.
I know, but you'll feel like it's like watching Jerry Springer. You watch it because
I don't watch it that.
okay, it's like watching something like Jerry Springer. You would watch it because you go, God, my life sucks, and then you turn it on and you go, I'm not them.
You know what Jerry Springer
I just
is.
gotta click on YouTube and go to any one of several YouTubers that I know of, and then I can go to myself. Oh, I feel better about myself.
Well, it's the same thing.
Same feeling.
I just need to scroll through Twitter for a good couple of minutes. And I feel better about myself thinking and I ain't these idiots.
Zio Gold says, first cave feminist wanting Dino Dong, a plain freak, now someone getting rode by Seabiscuit. Did Shadman take over the channel? No, he did not. But yeah, there are some
It probably would have been better.
Thank you. There has been some interesting things to talk about on this channel lately.
Mm-hmm.
Tune back in 3 more months and oh wait, channel will be gone in 3 months.
Why is my channel gonna be gone in 3 months?
Because of all the fucking weird topics you fucking talk about.
I have 2 others.
But now. We can at least agree it's not like this.
This is the deepest, reddest pill of all. To
Oh,
understand
no,
women and how to
no.
deal with them, you just have to think
Please
of
tell
them
me Mitzi
as
joins in.
giant, fuckable children with tits. That's it. Everything makes sense if you just keep in mind that they're giant, fuckable children with tits.
You could be like
No.
No turd flinging monkey.
At that point, all you would hear out of me is.
He has a sound for that, don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You have the sound of a body hitting the floor. Or because that would be right afterwards. Honestly,
I'm sure.
If I got. Okay, Willem scream for the win.
Ishtar says, Sparky, I have a real hatred for your soundboard.
That might be so, but there's a lot of people who like it. Actually, me and Rogue have swapped sounds.
I will never forget that time you played that, and the second he said it again, and Mitzi just joined in. And I was like, that was such a perfect timing.
I will still do anti-MGTOW videos if I come across one that piques my interest. But right now, I'm enjoying the actual freedom that just playing video games and recording that gives me. Because I can sit down and record 2 hours of footage and have things like that edit once per week. So I'm enjoying what?
An anime watch club with me.
You need to have it on a time that I can actually watch it.
It could be any. I say record, not watch. Like pick a show.
All the shows that I would watch with you, you can't show on YouTube.
Because, see, tentacle hentai does not count as
anime. It's not hentai.
Voltron.
Jesus Christ.
No, Voltron.
I don't want to watch Voltron.
Well, what do you want to watch?
I like things like High School DxD.
That can be shown. There's a fucking
censored version of it. Yes.
Yeah, it's a censored
PSG.
I like Panty and Stocking, which that's just a language violation. The show is funny as shit. There is
that show is made for America.
Food Wars. I like Food Wars. A lot of the series that come out of the production company Sentai are a lot of the things that I enjoy watching.
You know what's one of the newer series I wanted to check out? I wanted to check out what was the thing about the hero that's just like overly cautious? I'm pretty sure I just said it. Overly cautious hero.
Overly powerful, overly cautious.
Yeah.
There's an anime called The Overly Powerful, Overly Cautious Hero.
No, I don't know if that's the name of it, but that's pretty much it.
It's an isekai, basically, where the main character is basically the goddess instead of the guy that's summoned. And then she summons him into the world, and he's basically this, like, overly cautious, it's like Bishi. He's overpowered, though.
You know, that almost sounds like the Star of Overlord before they took a drastic dip south and just fucked the fucking rough novel all up with it.
See, I liked Overlord. I haven't seen the second season of it, but I liked the first season.
Okay.
You've already told me enough that I'm not going to be watching the other seasons.
Yeah, it's like they fucked it all up.
I am not going to talk about the weird, stupid, angry Dick Goose Game article that Ishtar found. One, because it's way, way, way too long.
Yeah.
But it does... Yeah. It basically makes it out to the person is saying that playing video games is actually work.
No. Playing
only if
video
you're
games
streaming.
is fun.
Well, if the game has a story and you are playing as a character to get through that story, you are working on the game. So it is work to get through it. It's not fun.
What kind of stupid fucking logic is that?
Enough to where
NESJW.
Enough to... I'm pretty sure the person is a communist. It's enough to... The article was fucking long, and the person was wordy and trying to make themselves sound way smarter than they actually were. But any game that wasn't just mindless was work. Grinding in a video game is work. Playing through the story as a character was work. I'm not going to read the article.
Is this one of those people who believes they deserve things for free and they shouldn't have to work for anything?
I'm almost 100% sure yes.
I mean, one of the stupidest articles I ever read was titled "Why Children Are So Fascinated with Fascist Shows Like Paw Patrol and Thomas the Tank Engine."
I did a video on that.
Yes, I know, and I also brought that up to Declan.
Paw Patrol is fascist and should be banned.
Yes, the article stated that
Please,
they
God,
are.
do not play that.
I'm not going to play the video, but it was basically that the male child in Paw Patrol was a dictator directing what the pups should do without them being able to say no. It was also sexist because he never took the girl dog on any of the adventures that the woman who wrote the article watched. And then Sir Topham Hatt was totalitarian because he demanded his trains work and run smooth the entire time. Basically, what she said that needs to happen to change the problems with Paw Patrol and Thomas the Tank Engine is that Sir Topham Hatt needed to be replaced by a woman so that children wouldn't only see old white men in top hats as the power authority figures. And also that the young boy in Paw Patrol should be changed to a young girl so that it could be shown that girls could be action-oriented as well since they are so good at problem solving. Do you notice a trend?
Yes, and I noticed this trend. Like, whenever these shows try to be more progressive, they just try to excuse it by just putting in a character or replacing the character with a girl or somebody of color or something like that. And it doesn't work. And one of the examples I bring up for that would have to be friggin' Fairly Odd Parents. I mean, the show was heading on into a downward spiral anywhere, but then they added this girl, like Cindy was her name or something like that, whatever her name was. And she's just this perfect girl who just gets Fairly Godparents because as apparently she's sad because she has everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, how lazy do you have to be to create such an unlikable character?
Well, here, I'll give an example of how they think. And let me read what Tom and Zeogold said real quick. Tom says, women aren't, he's not saying he thinks this. He's just stating as a generalization. Women aren't smart enough to notice that they can do things, that they can't do things unless they've seen a woman do it. That's not problem solving. And then Zeogold follows it up with, you got to remember that these people that wrote those BS articles also think that Slanesh represents LGBTQ. Yeah, they also think that Pennywise isn't a good representative. So here...
They also apparently think the hijab is a sign of freedom.
So what does the term diversity mean to you guys?
Bullshit used by a corporation to say that to make more money.
No, I mean, what is the actual term, not what it's become. What does diversity mean to you?
Options.
Yeah. Different ideas and all in one spot versus not so homogenized ideas.
I mean, technically, right here in the four of us, we have diversity. Wren, you are a white woman. Mm-hmm. Sparky, you're a basketball American. Vin, you're tanner than I am, but there's still diversity of the people.
I'm Puerto Rican and Portuguese.
Okay, see, and I am a cis white male, a cis bisexual white male.
I'm also
so this would be considered.
I'm also
diverse.
Sicilian and English and more.
Hey, shush.
But this panel would be considered diverse. But by their standards, because Sparky does not look Indian enough, and Vin isn't dark enough, we're all white. So here's the example of what Hollywood and the new media, the old new Hollywood, progressive Hollywood, and mainstream media think diversity is. Black Panther. They think Black Panther is diverse. Black Panther had a cast of 95% black people. But that's diverse. The reason why that it's diverse is because it's all blacks. That's not diversity. And I don't have a problem with it being all blacks. I don't care.
It's
Black
South
Panther,
Africa, so it's mostly going to be blacks.
But it's not just the cast. It was also the people who worked on the film and things like that. The director, the writer, the key grips, the catering, all of the stunt people. All of it was 95 to 96% black. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. Don't push that as diversity. It's not.
The fuck?
So there was a all black model shoot. And it was considered the most diverse shoot, set of models that has ever been photographed. That's not diversity. So that's when those people are the ones that come out with articles that say Pennywise, the murderous, evil fucking clown, is not the representation that the LGBTQ community needs. I'm sorry, what? When did he become part of that community?
It just goes to show you how absolutely stupid these people are.
These are the people who believe a yoga industrial complex exists.
A what?
Yoga industrial complex.
Those three words don't belong in the same sentence together.
They believe that yoga was co-opted by white people and turned into an industrial and I don't know, word salad.
Basically, they profited off of selling fucking yoga mats.
Yep. They think Lululemon is stealing culture away from people.
This is also the same type of people that talk about Ishtar's favorite article, that there's racism ingrained in knitting community.
Because someone likes color.
This is basically one of the things that I like to say just to shut most of these people down. Is whenever I see any of these motherfuckers complaining about white people and everything, I say to them, you always complain about racism, but you're always complaining about one specific race. So doesn't that simply put you as the racist?
You can't be racist to white people.
Yeah, bullshit, because and then I actually bring up the entire thing. Yeah, if they ever said that, I said it. And so apparently people in Africa enslaving in Europeans was being racist. Also, Chinese enslaving other people from Asia wasn't racist.
You can't be racist to white people.
No, but apparently
you can be
discriminatory racist towards Latinos.
Well, that's the thing. They say you can be discriminatory towards white people, but you cannot be racist towards white people because of white
Power
privilege
plus
and
prejudice
equals
racism.
Yeah, all that.
Power plus prejudice equals racism. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so all that stupid shit. But these are the same people that make it so we can't use the OK hand symbol. Because I kid you not, I was going to do a video on it, but it pissed me off too much, and it wasn't going to make me. It wasn't something I wanted to talk about. The at the Overwatch Grand Finals or whatever, someone did the OK hand symbol, but it wasn't necessarily that. It was the finger game. You see the
circle.
No. You hold your hand in that symbol. But you put it upside down and you put it somewhere low below your belt.
It's the circle game.
The circle game, thank you. And if you stick your finger in it without looking at it, you get to punch whoever did it, or whatever rules you have set up with your friends. Mm-hmm. With my brother and his friends,
me and my siblings used to do that all the time. And both of us used to come out with our upper arms all bruised as shit.
Yeah, so you get to do that. But now there was an actual video of someone who had millions of subscribers who said that, yes, the OK hand symbol is not actually racist. It is not white supremacist. But it is now because white supremacists use it. I'm sorry, you're giving it to them? you're just going to back off? You're just going to let them take it? They can take whatever they want then. All they have to do is say that something is racist or something is white supremacist that everyone uses. And if enough of you dumb, slack-jawed knuckle-draggers start saying that that's what it is, then they just can take it. What if they start saying fucking Disneyland is white supremacist? There's enough back history about Disneyland being, Walt Disney being a Jew hater that, yeah, sure, that could possibly something that could be real. Are you suddenly going to call Disney racist? Oh, wait, you already have.
I mean, it's all the more funny because all this started with a 4chan post.
That's the thing. They admit that it started on 4chan, though.
Those motherfuckers got.
But that's what I'm saying. The mainstream media have admitted multiple times that yes, it has started off as a prank on 4chan, but suddenly because white supremacists, because they're so fucking rampant in this day and age, are using it. So we're not allowed to do it anymore. Are you fucking insane? Are you seriously fucking insane? There was a KKK rally, fucking in the deep. The Ku Klux Klan fucking rally, 3 people showed up. The people who protested it were 70 strong. Yes, those 3 idiots in hoods are the majority of the people in this country. Hold on. I have anecdotal evidence that happened recently that racism is dying in America, not going strong. We were at the store, and there was someone honking at someone. Turns out the woman's car wasn't working. It was clicking. It was backfiring. It would start up and then it would die. Mm-hmm. So in the rain, I go over to help move the car because it's only going to get the person flustered who can't get their car to work, and it's going to piss people off who are stuck not being able to move around the car. I didn't know it was a woman at the time, and I didn't know it was a black woman at the time. I just decided to go help someone. Moved the car. 3 more people showed up when they saw me help her to move the car, and then try and figure out what the fuck was wrong with the engine. 3 white people and a Mexican. Oh, none of them were women, by the way. They were all men. But I made sure she was okay. Asked her if she had someone she could call. She was very nice. I was very polite. I told her what I thought the problem was. She had another guy there who also said that we popped her hood. She started the engine. It was basically knocking, which is bad. It was backfiring, which is worse. It wasn't going. So I made sure, I asked her, do you have someone that can come get you? She said yes. I said, I suggest you call them because I don't think you're going to be able to move your car. Now, if I was a racist, like I've been called, after I found out it was a black woman, I should have started calling her a whole slew of names. On top of that, since I've also been called a misogynist, I should have been denigrating her for not knowing what she was doing with her car and not taking care of it. But I didn't, and neither did anybody else who was there. Out of the kindness of our hearts, we decided to help her because she needed help. It didn't matter her skin color. It didn't matter she was a woman. It didn't matter her age. It just mattered because she was stuck and we wanted to help her.
Yeah, it's just plain common decency.
But that doesn't bring in the clicks. That doesn't bring in the outrage, and that doesn't sell papers. So
think of it this way. We live in the real world. In the real world, as long as you're not a dick to everyone, people are generally nice to you. They live in fantasy Twitter land where everything is an outrage.
Yes.
They don't see reality.
One example of how ridiculous this outrage has gotten to a point was something I saw from Weaponized Nerd Rage is his Twitter. He retweeted something about these people complaining about one frame of when Diva is getting back into her mech and it's just a frame just showing her ass.
Mm-hmm.
I was
dear God. You mean someone can pause it on that frame? and see her digitized butt?
Yes, out of all of that, and they're complaining that it was apparently set up that way in some sort of like misogynist way.
I can go
sexualizing her. I can like,
go to
you
RedTube.
legitimately took a frame that it was 0.4 or milliseconds.
I can go to RedTube right now and type in Diva Overwatch and see her naked if I want to. I can go search on Bing and see her naked. I don't give a fuck about it being in the game. I don't. These people shouldn't care about it either.
Yes, plain fact. Overwatch just became popular because of porn.
No, Overwatch is actually a fun game.
Well,
I haven't played in a while.
They discovered that, but like the popularity over the internet became rampant over porn.
The fandom developed because of waifus. Yes, I will admit, the fandom did develop really heavily because of waifus. Overwatch happens to have a lot of them. But the game itself is actually fun. It does get a lot of hate. It does. If you're not a fan of it, that's fine. I am. I like the lore that's behind it as well. That's another reason why I do enjoy games like Five Nights at Freddy's. The lore behind FNAF is great. I think it's amazing. Do I like the game? No! But...
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like a bad game or anything. I see some of these parts of these games are some parts are overhyped, but the parts that aren't overhyped are the things you actually gotta watch out for. But the things they keep on trying to focus is mainly on how the characters look and stuff like that. That's all this big news that people try and push, but what they don't push is the story for the characters. What?
Well, it's kind of like with Battle Angel. I've seen a lot of reports saying that they may have looked too feminine. She didn't look real, and
have
she
they
looked like a doll and stuff like that.
They should have given her a couple extra pounds.
Yeah, and it's no, they actually stuck true to what the character looked like in the manga.
Yeah,
in the graphic novel.
She was lore friendly.
Yeah, and it's all these people talking about it. They've never seen. They didn't even know it was a manga. They didn't even know it was a fucking anime. And it's you're talking about you're talking about something you have no fucking idea about. Yeah, she looked like a doll. She was a fucking cyborg.
Ghost Duck says, I play it Overwatch a lot. I'm at level 150 on PS4. That's awesome. I
don't play it that often, but when I do, it is quite fun.
My friend James is level 1200, and I myself, I don't know if he still plays regularly. I think he stopped like I did. When I was playing regularly, he played more than I did. I am level 780 something, I think.
I have something you need to get back into.
I mean, if there's any game series that I've heavily invested in it, and it has to be the Soulsborne series. Is because altogether I've probably invested about 6 to 7K hours.
Well, I will admit Overwatch is one of the first games that I've spent over 1,000 hours. Well, not first game, but over... It's the first-person shooter I've ever played, and it's the first-person shooter that I've played over 1,000 hours on.
I think the first-person shooter that I've ever played 1,000 hours on had to be Battlefield 4.
Well, I didn't like first-person shooters at first. That's why it's a big deal for me. I wasn't an FPS guy. Now look at me now. I'm playing fucking Borderlands all like crazy. It's a game that really got me into it. It wasn't even the characters that got me into it. It was Blizzard themselves. And I've told this story before. I told the story to Ishtar recently. The reason I got into Overwatch is because of the Tracer bullshit.
Tracer's butt?
Tracer's butt. But it wasn't because of Tracer. It was because what Blizzard did afterward. They basically So Tracer had a victory pose where she looked over her shoulder and she kind of had her hip cocked out and butt. Okay, butt is right there. Big fucking deal. Well, a bunch of sex negative Puritan idiots complained to Blizzard. And Blizzard basically said, okay, well, we didn't really think that victory pose fit her attitude anyway. We were going to take it out, so we'll take it out. And there was a lot of outrage about them taking it out. Why did you take it out? It doesn't matter. We're still in beta. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have to choose it. It's not a victory pose you have to see. It's not one you have to buy. You know, if you win it in a loot box, you don't have to choose it as your victory pose. Why did you take it out?
Yeah, that's something I always hated about these people.
Hold on.
Like,
Vin, hold on.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Sorry.
So Blizzard waited a week. And then after that, they said, okay, here's the new victory pose. And it was based off of a 50s pinup. Blizzard trolled the fuck out of those people. And that's when I kind of took notice. And I started looking into the game. And while I'm watching this game footage, I'm going, it's just the movement of the characters and seeing the abilities and seeing the vignettes that they did. It's not actual gameplay. So the whole time I'm watching this, I'm going, Tracer is adorable. And she really is. She's one of my favorite characters. I can't play her for shit, but she's one of my favorite characters. And I'm going, please don't be a first-person shooter. Please, for the love of God, don't be a first-person shooter. Be a third person over the shoulder. Be something like Uncharted or Mass Effect. Fuck, it's a first-person shooter. Or
Division.
Yeah, so basically what I did is I bought the game opening as soon as it came out. I tried getting into the beta, but by the time I had found out about it, it was like, you got 2 days left to play before this thing goes live. So I just bought the game. And I had never played a first-person shooter before, and I enjoyed the shit out of that game. I still, I always kind of go like, yeah, maybe I should pick Overwatch up again. And then I do, and I get frustrated and remember why I stopped playing. But the game is great. But it wasn't the waifus that drew me in. The waifus kept me there, but it's not what drew me in.
Antoine has a wife confirmed.
I have a couple of over waifus. I started off maining Diva. But the ones that the characters that I do at Diva being one of them that I absolutely adore, are, if we're talking female characters, I adore Diva, Symmetra, Sombra, and Tracer.
Wasn't Symmetra one of the other characters they got butthurt about?
Yes, it was. Symmetra they got butthurt over Symmetra because they didn't emphasize the fact that she's autistic enough. Which it is in Blizzard lore, it is in Overwatch lore, in a comic. Blizzard did a comic, had a bunch of 4-page comics that were really well done that told the story. Symmetra herself admits that the reason she's all about symmetry and order is because she is autistic. And that's why it has to be that way.
I mean, you don't have to be on the friggin' spectrum of being autistic where it makes you look like friggin' in the Hunchback of Notre Dame for all we care.
But that's
it.
But that's what that was the outrage over Symmetra. She was not autistic enough. And then when Tracer was revealed as gay, she wasn't gay enough. Well, what the fuck is gay enough? No one knew she was gay.
Oh, yeah. Well, as
that
you
aside,
said, that bitch got a dick.
That aside, no one knew Tracer was gay. Now,
yeah,
the fandom, it doesn't matter. There are two sets of Overwatch fans. Set A is the family set, where they think that, there are two separate families. Talon has a family and Overwatch has a family, and Soldier 76 and Mercy are mom and dad, Reinhardt and Anna are grandpa and grandma, and all the rest are the little kids. And then Talon is, Reaper and Widowmaker are mom and dad, and everybody else is little kids. And Doomfist is the uncle. And then there's part B of the fandom, of Overwatch fandom, which it doesn't matter if their character is gay or not, they fuck everybody. It doesn't matter if they're related. They fuck everybody. It doesn't matter if they're gay. It doesn't matter if they're straight. It doesn't matter if they don't have a dick. They will. It doesn't matter if they do have a dick. They won't. They fuck everything. No one knew Tracer was gay. And in their Christmas comic, they had a section dedicated to Tracer, where she is zipping all over the place trying to find a present. Because it's almost Christmas, she didn't have one for the person she was looking for, and basically, she finds it, it's a scarf. Very simple. She goes home, gives it to someone. It's a girl. Her name is Emily. Emily accepts it, opens it, and then lays one on Tracer, and voila, there was the reveal that Tracer was suddenly gay. She had a reason. It wasn't being about her. Her character wasn't based on her being gay. Her character was based on her attitude, her being part of Overwatch, her being a hero, and then, way at the back of her personality, she was gay.
I mean, they did the same thing for Ellie in The Last of Us, where they didn't focus on any form of her sexuality. They just focused on her being,
to be fair, Ellie was also a kid character, so that's a little.
There were hints of it, because I remember people kind of going, "Well, she seems like it, but not really." But then,
there was no forceful.
Yeah.
Bits.
But unlike the newest gay character in Overwatch, Soldier 76. Soldier 76 has no reason to be gay. They just wanted a gay male. And suddenly Soldier 76 had a wife and kids.
Yeah.
So they retconned that to appease people. They retconned it. That was the problem. He had a wife and kids. Nope, gay.
Well, Antoine, you're missing the whole point. Think back to, was it Mass Effect 3, where your character could choose to be, male or female, could choose to be gay or straight, however you want to play it. And they didn't splash that everywhere. They didn't make it a big deal. It was just like, here.
It developed.
Play how you want. You want to be gay? Be gay. You want to be straight? Be straight. Whatever. Don't care. Nowadays, they want people to be defined by labels, less what you do or anything else. The label is the most important thing. Everything else is just secondary to them.
That's because
these people don't realize.
They want to feel
these
special.
People don't realize. Sorry.
They just want to feel special. They don't understand that they don't want to be just another cog in the machine. They don't want to be just another person out on the street. They have to be special. They want to be the new punk rock. Unfortunately, motherfuckers, you're as punk rock as pop music. Okay? Do you want to be punk rock? Maybe you should try being conservative for a while. That's the new punk rock.
Or maybe
Did you just quote Paul Joseph Watson?
Yes, he did.
Yes, I did.
I was like, maybe they should also realize labels don't mean anything for who you are as a person.
Personally speaking, these people just don't notice that labels take the uniqueness away from people.
Oh, yeah.
You become more generic the more labels you put it upon people, because you then realize how many people actually have those labels.
Well, think of the rise of the new labels. Best
Pronouns!
Example, the pansexual being a new thing.
Not a thing.
Pansexual basically is bisexual. But you can't say you're bisexual anymore because reasons. So they had to come up with a whole new term.
I mean, the first time I ever heard that word was from Cryotic. But that was apparently it was not just like the form of bisexual, but it was also the forms of like you're willing to try anything.
Well, okay,
And
so
by anything, I mean anything.
The original definition, as founded by what's his name? Freud, as founded by Sigmund Freud. Pansexual meant you were attracted to anything, as Vince said.
Yeah.
Even trees, books, chairs, anything. You were it was a philia. You were a sexual deviant.
Basically, they were the living, breathing form of that meme. Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but now the new definition, which it has been changed, is the caveat of bisexual is you are just attracted to a male or a female. Pansexual is you are attracted to male, female, and anything in between. Because we all know that there's 1,000 different fucking genders out there. Each one is a little bit different than the other, but, you know, none of them really fucking exist.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So here's how it works for labels. Wren is right. Labels is something that both of you are right. Actually, you as well, Vin. Label is something that they can hit you with. Vin, you are a cis male. I can now. That's the thing, though. I can now lump you in with every single bad cis male that I have ever come across. You are just like them. It doesn't matter how much you try and prove to me you're not. You are just like them.
And that's when I pull out my new quote. You don't need a cunt to be a cunt.
The quote doesn't matter, though. That's why they have the labels. They want to label themselves something special so that they can then label other people who don't have that label as someone who is oppressing them. It's the oppression Olympics. That's the more points you get,
because
that insult actually
works because people they don't want other people labeling them. And they want to label themselves.
But see, you're just oppressing them if you label them. Therefore, they win.
This is a zero-sum game. It's a catch-22. As long as they are, and Tim Pool has said this many times, the politicians that are part of the Democratic Party right now are running so far to the left because they follow Twitter. They believe Twitter is real life. Did you know that the percentage of people in the country, not the world, in this country, that use Twitter is about 40%? 40% of people who use a medium that is absolutely horrendous to have a conversation with. So they see the outrage mobs. That's all they see, because that's all they follow. They follow the left. So they believe Twitter is real, which is why you see them going on these debate stages and raising their hands saying that, yes, we're going to give everyone who comes to this country, whether they're a citizen or not, free healthcare. Not going to tell you how we're going to pay for it, but we're going to give it to you. These dumbasses think that these labels matter. And unfortunately, what is going on is media is running with it because the editors and the people in the PR departments don't understand Twitter is not real. They still go, the PR departments and the HR departments still go off of, and Wren, you've worked retail, you know this theory, the rule of three. One good person, one good customer, one good thing of customer service will get you 3 new customers. But the same thing being said, bad is the rule of 10. See, one person having a good experience will tell 3 of their friends, but someone having a bad experience will tell 10 of their friends. And then those 10 friends will tell 10 other friends, and so on and so forth. The PR departments don't realize that Twitter doesn't follow those rules. There are different rules for things on the internet than there are in real life. So someone who has a following of 10,000 people who starts telling Sony, if you don't change Spider-Man into a disabled black lesbian pansexual deaf idiot, I'm going to boycott you. I'm going to tell my 10,000 followers that you are an oppressor. You are an ableist. You are a sexist. You are a racist. You are this. You are that. So the PR department of Sony goes, shit, we have to do exactly what they say or else we're going to be ruined. Instead of taking a step back and going, you're an idiot. Go ahead and tell your followers. It's not going to matter.
And that's one of the biggest advantages to my job. I'm...
Good.
Sorry. Well, what I was about to say is one of the things that's an advantage about my job is that I'm completely immune to the cancel culture. Because I work in a factory that is loaded with people that all hate these idiots and would laugh in their face if they were to ever message them that shit.
Same.
Hell, that actually once happened to me at one point. I don't know, I forgot what this guy's name was, but he told me, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna find out where your job is and get you fired. Or I said to him, go ahead and try. My boss will just laugh her ass off at you.
What were you going to say, Wren?
I was going to say, the problem is also with just Twitter in general, it's how people interact, like the amount of people who actually do take Twitter seriously. If 40% of the country uses it, or 40% of the population uses it, how many of those are really cancel culture, and how many of those are people lurking or shit posting?
Yeah, how many? Because Twitter is a horrible place to have a conversation. There were metrics taken, and this has something to do with that. So if you identify as progressive, and I hate using that term identify because of the new connotations of it, but you call yourself a progressive. If you do that, you are less likely to follow dissenting voices. So that's why these the biggest names used to be Christy Winters and Steve Shives and them, right? They've kind of fallen apart. You know, Christy Winters is still around. She's just doing stuff with Kevin Logan. Steve Shives is fucked off to do whatever the hell he wants to do. Him and his cum-covered lips. The point is they don't follow people that have dissenting opinions because they can't handle it. If you identify as conservative, you are more likely to follow someone else that has a dissenting opinion. And that's not I can't remember the study. Tim Pool has talked about it a bunch. It was a metric taken over the last 2 years of Twitter. Because of the separation that's been happening between the left and the right. How polarized the two sides have become. Well, the right has not moved much farther right than they used to be. Whereas the left, as it was pointed out by Zeogold just a little bit ago, the left has gone so fucking far left that they're calling Obama a right-winger.
They were calling CNN and right-wing propaganda.
Yeah, so this is... Sparky knows Twitter is a horrible platform. It's absolute garbage.
Twitter is really for porn.
Twitter's just a place for drunk idiots to get online and think they're fucking big brain know-it-alls to spout shit and then get laughed at. And then get mocked and then have their own fucking words turned against them and shit like that. It's just... I find enjoyment seeing people get their ass handed to them wherever they, you know...
I just rejoined Twitter because you guys were on Twitter as well, so I wanted to and see what was up with everybody.
You can ask Ishtar. Go ahead, Sparky.
You're an idiot. I'm sorry.
Well,
see, I just use Twitter for boob pics.
See, I was just gonna say, you can ask Ishtar. I can't look at my Twitter at certain times in public because I follow I follow porn accounts. I'm not gonna lie. You can go on there and you can see what accounts I follow. Sometimes they get a little spurgy and post constantly, and I'm like, okay, I'm at work. Can't look at that. Keep scroll. Why am I still scrolling? It's been a minute. I'm still seeing this stuff. I can't look at this at work. Twitter, it was a better Facebook because you could do some of the uncensored stuff. Now, it's a worse version of Facebook because people don't talk. They just bitch at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And YouTube is following along right behind it.
Well, no, YouTube is trying to stop the bitching at each other because now creators are now being held accountable for their comment section. On top of that, there's new TOS, terms of service, that deals with response videos.
I know they're becoming like Twitch.
So it's stupid.
And honestly, it'll get rid of a lot of the nonsense on YouTube. And there's a lot of people that's gonna be hit, but I'm looking at it like this. I don't do that content on my channel, so I got nothing to worry about.
You don't do that content, and my content is slowly starting to turn into something else.
Damn, Ben.
What?
You
open that bottle again?
No. That was me just creaking my bed. Just.
But my content is slowly changing into something else. Like MSNBC, I have a blast doing it with Wren and Ishtar because we talk about stupid articles. Yes, sometimes we do talk about serious articles, but most of the time it's just fun. And I will be starting up The Last Vox this Sunday. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will be talking about political stuff. You guys can join me there if you want. Listen to what I have to say. But it's not necessarily me doing response videos anymore because people don't pay attention to it, for one. And two, when you do get someone's attention, they automatically think that you're just trying to bring them down. You're just a hater. Instead of listening to what what you have to say. You know, I can be a snarky ass son of a bitch when I want to be, but if I'm making a joke at you, it doesn't mean my point is any less valid. So the last person that I did have interaction with was highly critical. And instead of actually listening to what I had to say, and actually me going, fine, I'll go on your stream, you can come on mine, we can have a conversation. Instead, she blocked me and then proceeded to crow about me to Christy Winters on a stream about how I harassed her, how I took all of her points and didn't even listen to what she said, and I used her words out of context. I'm sorry. Out of the history of my videos, the reason why they're as long as they are is because I take the entire video in context. People don't listen anymore. So why keep doing this? Which is why I said I don't have a problem with continuing to do MGTOW videos. I enjoy doing MGTOW videos. One, I love when they show up in my comment section and call me a white knight and a mangina and things like that. It's always fun. I see the others that have come back. I get repeat visitors. Like Victor von Frankenstein and MGTOW Values. They come to my MGTOW videos all the time. I still get comments on my Sandman videos. I still get comments on my fucking turd-flinging monkey video. I enjoy those videos. YouTube is trying to craft what they want on their platform. And I understand what they're doing. Because, let's face it, the last couple of years, YouTube has kind of been a toxic waste dump for certain communities.
Yeah. Now, me and Penn had a conversation about this Sunday, and it's like, I'm all for the changes. It's like you either gotta adapt or you gotta sink, and it's it kind of sucks because you gotta kind of bend the knee to YouTube, but it is kind of their platform, so
Exactly.
they can do whatever the fuck they want. You're utilizing that platform. If you're doing something that they don't want, well, you really don't have a fucking say because when it comes down to it, YouTube can kind of fuck free speech because it's a multi-platform on multiple different countries, and government really doesn't have any jurisdiction over, or the Constitution doesn't.
Yeah. Well, like Steve Fernandez in the chat said he came here because of anti-turd flinging monkey, my turd flinging monkey video, but he loves being there almost every Tuesday for MSNBC, which has nothing to do with MGTOW. A lot of people found me because Sparky, you found me because of my Magic the Gathering stuff. When I was talking about that,
actually, I didn't find you on YouTube. I found you on Twitter.
Well.
As you and me had a fucking interaction with that Darth Maul asshole.
Yeah, which was because of the quartering and what happened with him. So a lot of this stuff, YouTube is forever changing, and like you said, you either got to roll with the punches, or your shit's gonna get shit canned. Look at Pinoid. How many times over the last couple months? How many times has he done his Sunday stream where he titles it "Jesus Christ is not a bitch made nigga"?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done it since he got it yeeted, since he got struck the last time. He has changed the way he has done things to where he is now complying with YouTube.
And you know what? That's for the good for him. I hate the fucker, but you know what? Good for him.
So, but there are things like what we talked about earlier that YouTube kind of, you look at and go, the fuck are you doing, YouTube? Like sending Tonka possession of Yakuza. It's probably not the best thing to do since he doesn't own it, but it is what it is. They have to adapt and learn. And the problem is the bigger names who don't want to adapt, who don't want to change, complain. One of the perfect examples of rolling with the punches, Philip DeFranco. Philip DeFranco is entertaining. He's funny. But he doesn't really force his opinion on things.
He gives his take on it, but he doesn't try to change people's minds about it. It's just his outlook on it.
Yeah. And instead of complaining about being demonetized, he has turned his whole thing, his whole show, into something different. He's got the Philip DeFranco show. He's got Red Rocket. And he's also got Conversations With. He has merchandise he sells. He now has a whole slew of things for guys. He's got his own stuff. It's why YouTubers push their own merch, because they don't want to rely on YouTube. Look at Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder is the biggest conservative YouTuber there is. He is demonetized 100%. Not going to get it back. YouTube has not told him has told him that they were going to give him a list of things he could get rid of to get his monetization back. They never gave him that list. He is succeeding because he decided to take a gamble and do his Mug Club thing. And then with Mug Club, he then joined the Blaze. So he is sustaining himself. He even said, we don't need YouTube's revenue, as little as it is. He's rolling with the punches. He's still doing what he does, but he rolled enough with the punches that he has taken down things off of YouTube that YouTube thought was bad. He has taken out merchandise that YouTube said they didn't like. And they basically said, you know what, you comply with TOS. You didn't do anything wrong. We're not going to do anything to your channel. But hey, look, you're demonetized.
I honestly don't know why, but the only thought that just pops into my head is I'm just imagining that saying from Bruce Lee, be formless like water, or just adapt to your situations.
That's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
You just need to be formless.
Oh, it is past 10:30. Wren, I know it's even later for you. Same for you, Sparky.
Definitely for me. It's 1:30 over here.
So, I think I'm going to call it here. So I'm going to do what I normally do. In the chat here, is there anything you guys want to say or any comments you have about the change of the way the channel's going, or?
Nah, change is good in moderate doses. That's all I'm going to say.
Nuke it from orbit.
Nuke my channel from orbit.
Well, what changes?
Exterminatus.
What changes?
Thank you, Steve. Well, like I always say, I'm going to try and continue to get these every month. I apologize for the last couple months. Injury being one, and then just last month it was kind of, oh shit, I kind of forgot. So I do this stuff for you guys to kind of give back, let you guys come on here, talk, do whatever, hang out. I love interacting with you guys. It's always fun. So I appreciate everything you guys have. You guys support me. I appreciate it. People in the chat, you guys show up, entertain, talk to me, send puns, things like that. I appreciate you guys so much. I just want you guys to know that. So, from me to you and everyone watching, I want to say thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys next month.
Well, or next week.
Well, Wren, I will see you next week.
Ciao.
See ya.
Ciao.
Peace.